After approximately 2 years, 10 months, 4 weeks, and 1 day, and I swear to God, this is like the third time I'm re-recording this, so it might as well be. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the illustrator, the forgotten philosopher, the great procrastinator himself.
Is that really necessary?
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Penguin from Penguin Plays Entertainment.
Yes. Thank you.
I mean, honestly, how long does it take for a penguin to climb out of an igloo, am I right?
Alright, let me just go ahead and awkwardly shuffle right here. Oh boy. It's been a long time since I sat at this table with the camera on. Whew. Hello everybody. Let's see. Ooh, not even a good position to like raise it up a little bit. Hello everybody, I'm Penguin from Penguin Plays, and it has been a long time since I made any content, as you're able to tell. Yeah, I apologize for that. Unfortunately, as much as I would like to update you guys on what's been going on, I currently am going to make an update for you guys next week, but I will not give you, like, all the details in this video. Right now, I have to say that, like, in terms of making content, it's just very difficult to have to catch up with just about everything that comes out. And with how busy my life is, especially when it comes to setting everything up. Well, I'll explain more in the update video, but let's go ahead and talk about what's going on in this video. And that's, of course, the new Spider-Man trailer, which I had to absolutely see. I could not skip it. And as much as I really wanted to, like, watch all the other trailers that have been coming out, I just put it off. You'll see what I mean in the update video. Yeah, Spider-Man No Way Home, which you'd think I'd make a video about it a lot sooner. That way I don't have to make this the first video I've made in almost 3 years. Overall, I just didn't feel like it. I've seen videos constantly be made by people like The Real Rejects, and I really appreciate them being somebody who like covers the content like that, like when the hell is the Spider-Man trailer gonna come out. But I feel like it's too clickbaity, and I don't want my channel to be orientated like that. If I want to cover something and give you guys information, I want it to be authentic. That way you guys know that my channel is legit. And yeah, I don't really care much for the platform when it comes to YouTube and clickbait. Even though that's a thing that like YouTube channels have a tendency of doing, and it helps them grind on subscribers to grow their subscriber account, just like, oh, more clickbait, more views, more subscribers, possibly. I'm not that type of person. I'm not the type of person to make clickbaity content. And as you'll see in the by next week's update, while I inform you guys on what I've been trying to do for Penguin Plays Entertainment, you'll know that for other areas of what Penguin Plays Entertainment is going to be associated with, I don't want to make overall clickbaity content. That's, yeah. Repetitive ass me. As for the Spider-Man trailer, you know, I'm already seeing people like go nuts for it right now, and I'm really happy that even though I'm already spoiled on some of the trailer, there's just seeing still image of Alfred Molina's face, like, oh shit, Doc Ock is back, and I'm just so fucking happy about that. But yeah, I just wanted to be able to give you guys an authentic reaction, so that way you guys we finally get the ball rolling into making content again. Oh boy, I am not used to this. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and pull up the trailer. I'll go ahead and say everything else that I need to say after the fact. I'll just like try to like wing it afterwards, but I'll go ahead and like watch the trailer in just a few moments. Got headphones. Dun, 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 dun. Any day now, Penguin. Oh, wow. Yes. Yes, 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 yes. I was so freaking excited. Woo! Oh, that is freaking amazing. You have no idea. Like, oh. Okay, let me go ahead and start off with the immediate controversy behind everybody waiting for this entire trailer. And that is, of course, the obvious fact that Spider-Man 3, everybody was speculating the new Spider-Man 3 for the Marvel Studios MCU version of Spider-Man to be Spider-Verse, essentially. And a lot of people have been just making memes back and forth out of nowhere, just straight up, just like, oh, if it's going to be a Spider-Verse movie, they're somehow going to get Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. They're going to get Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. And there's even like a video that surfaced recently that like the Real Rejects reacted to, where Andrew Garfield in an interview says that he calls bullshit, and I like honestly don't believe that. Like I Marvel has managed, Disney and Marvel have managed to do some crazy things regarding just the Marvel, the cinematic universe that I just didn't expect. And now, I mean, like, they brought back Alfred Molina as Dr. Octopus. And it's so fucking, oh, that's so awesome to me. Jesus Christ. But, like, a lot of people were also suspecting that, like, Daredevil was gonna be brought into this. The Charlie Cox version from the Netflix series. They even made like posters on it, and like I would have loved for that to happen too, just so they could say that the Netflix shows are canon. But they unfortunately said that they're not, even though there's a way to make them canon. I don't know. I don't know. Like I'm kind of sad about that in all honesty. But just this entire trailer, this entire idea is just fantastic. The concept for this entire movie is awesome because like there is a storyline in the comics where Spider-Man gets like yeah, he reveals his identity to the world by the time of Civil War, and Doctor Strange asks him after the fact because his entire family's in danger to erase everybody's memories of him except for the people that he knows. So Mary Jane Watson still knows, a bunch of other people still know. But he asks his memories to be erased, and he does. But this doesn't cause as crazy of an effect as it does. However, when I see Spider-Man and Doctor Strange teaming up, it just reminds me a lot of the '90s Spider-Man cartoon where he teams up with him to fight Dormammu and whatnot. It just brings me back to the days of that cartoon where he also crossed over with characters like Blade, Punisher, the X-Men, the Fantastic Four, even Iron Man, and like they all brought all the characters together. Not every singular character, but like a lot of the Marvel characters together in that cartoon. So just seeing, especially after Avengers Endgame, where like you have like so many fantastic moments that like that are paid off in the final fight with Thanos. Like when Captain America throws the shield, oh no, not throws the shield. He throws the hammer for Spider-Man to web and hang on to so that he could fly off. That was just such a fantastic moment for me. And I'm pretty sure for every other fan of the MCU. But just seeing moments like that happen, it's just great to see. But I do have a feeling that this is going to bring back, to most likely, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. This also spells out a lot of potential for future movies too. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if like Tom Holland would want to quit after like 3 movies, up to the next Avengers movie. However, they haven't done enough to like establish that Spider-Man's journey in the MCU is over, so they got to replace him with somebody like, say, oh, I don't know, Miles Morales. And they're already doing a lot of like planning to replace everybody in the MCU. But Spider-Man is a fairly, despite the fact that he appeared in Civil War in the MCU, he's fairly new, and it would take at least probably like another 2 movies or so, if not like a fourth Spider-Man movie and the next Avengers movie to establish, oh yeah, Spider-Man had passed away, that we need to replace him with Miles Morales. They already had mentioned him in Homecoming with Childish Gambino or Donald Glover's character, mentioning that he has a nephew in the area that like the Vulture was operating at. So that a lot of people were like geeking out and like fan theorying about how that makes Donald Glover's character the Prowler, the future version of the Prowler, and his nephew being Miles Morales, because the character of the Prowler and Miles Morales are uncle and nephew. Oh, Jesus Christ. But this gets me just so damn excited. Oh my God. So damn excited. Seeing the damn pumpkin bomb and seeing just, oh, I'm so freaking excited though. Ugh. And this is also a perfect lead in to Doctor Strange's Multiverse of Madness, because we all know that that's coming for like Doctor Strange 2, Multiverse of Madness. And in that movie, they're gonna have Scarlet Witch team up with Doctor Strange, and she's gonna learn her magic herself. And which, in all honesty, was the most obvious move, because like so far, all they've shown of Scarlet Witch is her just being psychic, or as Maria Hill puts it,
he's fast and she's weird.
So like then they connected her powers to magic in WandaVision, even though I haven't seen the full season of it yet. I'm gonna be reacting to that next week, starting next week. But yeah, this trailer was freaking awesome. It's also a great when it comes to this movie finally being confirmed that this is more or less a Spider-Verse movie. This leads into a lot of great potential for Spider-Man movies, because a lot of people have been complaining about Tom Holland's version of Spider-Man being too kiddish and all this other stuff. And in all honesty, I also might make a separate video about that later. Tom Holland's Spider-Man is a decent enough Spider-Man to it makes the most sense. If you think about it in the perspective, look, long story short, if you think about it from the perspective of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man and the Webb Spider-Man duology, all 5 of those movies, they had Spider-Man go from being a teenager to a young adult. So of course they made the pace of that go really fast, but in the end you didn't care, because that's how the comics kind of sort of portrayed Peter. And the way they portrayed the Spider-Man character overall in the comics or in the cartoons or even in the movies, they always portrayed him as somebody who grew up to be a young adult with his Spider-Man powers. They've never had it so that Spider-Man is still a teen dealing with all this superhero stuff. So that's why, like, in my opinion, it makes the most sense. He's a teenager. He's going through all this. It just makes sense, and that's exactly how they're writing it. It would feel off if they made Spider-Man a young adult like they did back in the Sam Raimi movies, because Spider-Man's supposed to be a teenager. In the comics, he's supposed to be a teenager. So for him to slowly but surely grow with the Avengers and the different superheroes that he teams up with, it makes sense for him still to be like a teenager growing up. Like I'm pretty sure by this happens technicality right after Spider-Man, the ending of Spider-Man No Way Home. So this is most likely in 2024 and all this other stuff. Yeah. Sorry. I forgot to mention earlier. The whole Spider-Verse concept. They already brought in Spider-Verse for Sony movie, the animated movie, and they revealed the multiverse exists. That was the whole point of the animated Spider-Verse movie. But it leads a lot into possible potential of bringing in Miles Morales from alternate universe, or just like bringing alternate versions of the Spider-Man character into play, or just having Tom Holland Spider-Man team up with the Spider-Man from Spider-Verse and all this other stuff. You bring the multiverse into play in the Marvel Cinematic Universe allows them to do a shit ton of stuff that that normal like movie universes aren't able to do. They're able to bring in other versions of characters depending on whether or not the actor is still alive or actress. They're just able to play with the different settings of plot, all this other stuff. It's just isn't insane. And I also like the concept that Doctor Strange was saying in the trailer, where basically Spider-Man has to choose between being himself or Spider-Man. This is essentially a theme that constantly goes on throughout everything and anything Spider-Man related, because he has a dual identity crisis that he always has to go through. Him being like Peter Parker, the young scientist the young scientist, or him being a superhero. And like everybody else is like able to do the whole dual identity thing easily, but he isn't, because he's young and he's, a superhero. So it makes it for a very compelling story for his character. And most likely, when it comes to his own personal story arc, I'm pretty sure that they're just going to have it so that in the end, he chooses to be both. And hopefully characters like, say, MJ, Ned, Aunt May, and whoever he wants to be, like to know his identity, they get to keep the identity though. They get to keep knowledge of his identity though, just because like it's kind of unfair for the idea of like the spell basically saying in order for people to know, that means everybody. There's got to be like some exceptions. Like the whole point behind the Doctor Strange movie is that you basically can break rules in the end. That's essentially what it was kind of saying, that like you can go against some rules. But it's also really great in terms of this movie because, the finally seeing, like I said before in the beginning of this video, the team up aspect between Spider-Man and Doctor Strange, just because in the last movie they were expressing how much of a loss it was for Spider-Man to lose Iron Man, to lose Tony Stark. And Tony Stark was essentially the second biggest father figure in his life next to Uncle Ben, who was hinted at in Civil War. So for him to finally be teaming up with heroes and to actually be doing things just along with them, it just leads into more potential for just about every movie, because it seems like with the new shows that are coming out and the movies that are coming out, there's going to be a lot more interactions and cameos and whatnot, and just leads to a whole bunch of possibilities like that we didn't get to have before the cinematic universe. So yeah, this trailer was fantastic, and I'm really happy to have seen it, and like I'm glad that like I just decided to react to it flat out, so that way I don't have to worry about it later or like force myself to wait just to see it at somebody else's house or whatnot. But yeah, this trailer was grade A, fantastic, and I'm excited to see another trailer. I mean, I kind of don't want to be spoiled. I just want to like see this movie by now, but like I'm gonna have to wait. But other than that, yeah, it was a great trailer. This was a great trailer, and I'm excited to see this movie. And that's all I really have to say about it. I will be doing reactions more next week. I'm gonna try to catch up on all the trailers that I haven't seen. You're gonna have to take my word for it when it comes to just about every trailer that I haven't seen that I'm reacting to on this channel. That basically anything that I show on this channel, I'm reacting to, I haven't seen. You're gonna have to take my word for it, because there's a lot of like trailers that I have skipped and just forced myself not to see. Like, this goes back all the way to Morbius. I still have not seen that trailer. Yeah. Freaking Morbius. So yeah. Most likely I'm going to try to like compile a list, because I've been trying to compile a list, but so many movies come out so fast, like thanks to streaming services and the way everything's set up now. So like only a couple weeks after the trailer comes out, the movie comes out. So it's very difficult to have to react to the trailer only for the movie to come out, and then everybody sees it, and then it's like, oh, well, what's the point of reacting to the trailer? That's basically all it is. But there's more to it. I'll explain it more in the update next week. But yeah, that was it. Oh, Jesus. I'm so excited for the Spider-Man movie. Well, anyways, that's it, guys. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, go and ring that bell to be notified whenever I make new videos. I apologize for having not made content this entire time, but you will be getting new content. I promise. There's just a lot of things that I really need to like finish first before I get this channel back up and running. So that's it. That's all. And have a good night. I'll see you guys next week.